Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, that idiot Zarah Sultana went on to the Laura Kunsberg show yesterday and made an absolute pig's ear of it. She was basically pushing for a planned political economy, Soviet style. You know, there will be one provider of this, one provider of that, one provider of the other. You will buy your light bulbs from the state light bulb building and so forth. She wants to get rid of the competition. She thinks capitalism is wrong. This is a woman who presumably uses a mobile phone. I wonder what network she's using. I wonder what phone she's using. This is the problem. She doesn't understand what competition means. But she wants to nationalise things like the utilities, energy, rail, buses, telecoms, mail, all of which, of course, are very widely popular with the public. Are they, though? She claims they are. But imagine this. Imagine when the first mobile phone came out in Britain, and then that was it. It was a GPO telephone. It would never have changed. There'd be no competition. There'd be no evolution, would there? Why would things get better? There's no need to. This is the one that you have. There's no one else bringing out another one. There's not a rival supplier for, networks. And so you will have your boring phone on your boring network. When there's rivals, someone will make a better phone. Someone will make a faster network. There's always a better mousetrap. That's what competition does. She doesn't get this. Same as mail. Okay, you have the Royal Mail. Now, I remember the Royal Mail was good. I used to get 4 posts a day when I was young. Hey, kids, 4 posts a day. But now you're lucky you get 1 a week almost in some rural places. But then you get these delivery companies like DPD start up all of a sudden. Boom, it's in your door sometimes the same day. And it's everything. It's everything. If you don't like something, you use the alternative. That's what capitalism does. In a Soviet system, you wait for bread. In a capitalist system, bread waits for you. And she doesn't get that because she's so wrapped up in her schoolgirl politics, isn't it? It's sixth form politics. That's all she's got. I'm just at school and I think that socialism is brilliant. You know, it's brilliant because all my teachers have told me for years how brilliant it is. And it's shit. We all know it's shit. It is. It is the worst possible system. Socialism doesn't work. It cannot work. But she said that she wants democratic ownership of the economy. You know, the workers own the means of production, she means. Straight out of Karl Marx, isn't it? She means workers' cooperatives, community land trusts, public banking, a national wealth fund. And while I don't mind a national wealth fund, in fact, I actually think it's something we should set up. We actually should have set it up back in the early 70s once we were pumping oil and used all the oil money instead of paying the dole with it. Set up a national wealth fund then and bought shares into everything. By God, we'd be rich now. But pressed on whether something like a hairdresser or a corner shop would be run by a workers' committee. She said, if you look at the polling, the British public actually support a system where workers make the decisions in their workplace. No, they don't, because the moment citizens make the decisions in their workplace, they're out of a job. There is no job. Where do you think all these companies come from? 9 times out of 10, it comes from somebody having a bright idea, not a workers' committee. A camel is a horse designed by committee. Somebody will have the bright idea and go and do it. Why should he have this? He's taken the risk. He's had the bright idea. But if you sit there and go, well, the workers' committee said we're not going to do this. It's a brilliant idea. It won't work. The workers decided it won't work. But it would work. It's just you'll never find out. Because the workers' committee have said, no, it's too risky. And therefore, boom, they've gone. In an ever-changing world, you become extinct. You either evolve or die. And when you've got socialism like that, well, you're going to die, aren't you? You can't evolve. Now, it's madness. Anyway, Kunsberg cut in and said that she was asking how it would work, not rather whether it was polling well. And she said, well, if you've got a coffee shop and you've got a small workplace, a democratic form of ownership of that is a workers' cooperative, where workers own shares in that company. They have better terms and conditions. The profits are shared. That is a form of democratic ownership that does very well across the world. Nothing's stopping you buying shares. I own shares. Buy shares. No problem. Um, and she says it's a form of democratic ownership that does very well across the world. Okay, name one country where socialism works, where democratic ownership of the state-run properties work. North Korea, China, Soviet Russia, Belarus, Cuba. They all have one thing in common, don't they? They all had to have walls to keep people in. Nobody rushes to get into a Soviet paradise. They all rush to come out. This woman is too immature, isn't she? She really is. It's childlike politics. But of course, they're all like that because they've had years of stupid teachers, socialist teachers, pumping this shit into their heads. Then they come out going, socialism is the greatest thing ever. And Karl Marx, oh, he's lovely. The best thing Karl Marx ever did was die. Here's an interesting thing. You can go to the grave of J.P. Morgan, and you can go there, and it's free. And he was a capitalist. And then you've got Karl Marx, who was obviously a Marxist, a communist. And if you want to go and see his grave, you have to pay £10. So even in death, Marxism is no good. You have to rely on capitalism. Because of course you do. Without it, nothing gets done. And that's why these people like Zarah Sultana don't get it. Now, she'll be sitting there furiously tapping on her phone. I wonder if it's an Apple or a Samsung. Certainly not a GPO, single flat, LED screen, is it? No. Super up-to-date shit. And I wonder what network she's on, etc. And look at all those other companies fighting to get the best apps on there. Boom, 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 boom. Capitalism. If capitalism is so bad, why does she post on X? You see, this is the hypocrisy of these people. They want state ownership of everything. They hate capitalism, but by God, have they benefited from it? Makes you want to vom, doesn't it? These people, they just the fundamental heart of it is she's too damn young, too damn inexperienced, too damn naive, and thinks that the world is better under socialism. Go and make her live in North Korea. Give her 6 weeks in North Korea and tell her that is the future she's planning for everyone else. Thanks very much. Take care. And definitely hit the like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Really does help the channel. Moving on to the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.